So even if I will be reinstated, I wouldn't have the opportunity to be placed at the rank at which I would have been if I had not gone into prison.
Okay. So they put you back in your old rank, the rank that you were in initially.
Yes. So they indeed, once the Ghana Education Service served me with a reinstatement letter, yes, they have written that I am to start from the lowest rank where I was when the case happened. And from the rank that they have put me to where I was supposed to be now, the gap is too wide. And you and I will agree that as public and civil servant workers, it is our rank that determines our salary.
Yeah.
You understand that? And when I complain about this, Attorney General Office made me to understand that, yes, that is the opportunity I have lost. And we should hope that the Supreme Court will capture that in my compensation application.
Okay.
And you know, we served a copy of the letter that GS gave me to the Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court is aware that GS has placed me at the lowest rank, or the rank that I was. But the court overlooked it, went ahead and dismissed it.
Okay, Ernest.
Yes.
Yes, sorry, Eric. Before we... It's quite a sad story hearing what has happened now, but for the sake of those who may not know about the story itself, the details of the story itself, can you walk us through that story, exactly what happened 13 years ago and how it came about that you went to prison?
Please, if you can repeat that again, I didn't hear
I am asking
well.
that for the sake of listeners who may not know the story itself, walk us through what happened 13 years ago and how you came about to end up in prison.
My brother, what happened is that I was a teacher at a basic school in Tamale. Then one of the people implicated me that I have defied her. A story which is not true. I insisted on my innocence, but the Tamale High Court went ahead and convicted me. From there, I appealed to the Court of Appeal. The Court of Appeal dismissed my appeal in the year 2006. I went further to the Supreme Court and appealed, and through DNA test, I was found innocent, that I did not commit that crime. The Supreme Court acquitted and discharged me. Upon that, I asked my lawyer to pray for compensation for me. The Supreme Court asked us to apply formally. We applied and we supported our case with evidences of my losses.
Eric, tell us a bit more about the false accusation itself that took place all those years ago. What did this young lady say and what happened?
Yes, what the lady was claiming is that I have been having sexual contact with her. That is what she was saying, which is not true. There are lots of things that happened that indicated that the young lady was telling lies, or she has been coached to implicate me. It wasn't true, sorry. And she was even pregnant at the time when she was complaining that I have defied her. We requested for DNA test right from the beginning, but the AG office and the court did not take our story, and they went ahead to convict me.
But why do you think she accused you of sexual abuse?
My brother, that is the very question I keep on even asking myself today. That I wasn't the only male teacher in the school. And I'm wondering why the lady should mention my name.
Well,
I keep on asking myself that question.
So being in prison after you were convicted those years back, tell us about that experience. How was it like waking up every day and having to live in those conditions?
My brother, if you want to know the bad aspect of life, you can find it in prison. Because once you are kept there, you don't have your entire liberty. And you are under control. Everything that you do is controlled by an authority. So you can just imagine, even the word prison defines itself in the mind of everybody. When you hear the word prison, you know what it entails there. I don't think anybody will even decide to be a volunteer and go to prison. Why? Because they know that a lot of things are there. Your sleeping place is bad. The food that you serve is bad. Even those ones are maybe provisions from the authority. But from the fact that you have not committed any crime and you are kept there, you see, the trauma will be much more than if maybe you have done something wrong and you are there. So being innocent in prison is an exceptional case. It is not like somebody who has done something wrong and you have been kept there. In fact, time will not permit us to give you the details and the conditions in the prisons. The summary is that it is a bad place.
Did it ever occur to you?
Animals will not even feel comfortable to be kept there.
Eric, did it ever occur to you to give up when you had gone from court to court and it seemed like you were not making your case? You were not able to prove you were innocent. Did it ever occur to you that let me just accept my fate?
In fact, there was a period that I was not getting legal counsel to pursue my case. In fact, I tried all means, but I was not having the money to do it. So it came to a time, and I was telling myself that maybe it could be my destiny. So let me accept it like that. And later I gave a second thought to it, that no, why should I admit and accept the fact that I'm not getting any help, so I should concede and be languishing in prison? So, in fact, I did not allow that thought to overpower me. I just encouraged myself that I will fight forward and I will continue to consult and beg people who can come to my aid so that I can get justice.
Eric Asante, we are very grateful that you shared your story with us this morning. Now, you've already gone through how you feel that you are being unfairly treated. But does the fight for compensation end now, or there's something more there's more action that you want to take?
I have discussed it with my lawyer, but he has not responded yet what we can do next.
Thank you so much, Eric.
You are welcome.
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7. 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 Super Hits Radio. 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 Joy 99.7.
that should correct the child. And that is why a lot of schools, a lot of institutions will abhor corporal punishment because it's not corrective in any way. So I think that at least what we should have done is to get the gentleman back to the stage at which he was before he was incarcerated wrongfully, and then be promoted. I mean, after 13 years, we would assume
he would have been at a certain level.
So
is it automatic? It
should be. It should be, because you see, if it's been proven, if it's been proven that it was wrongful, then the guy everything has to be restored to the guy. Because if he had been in the system teaching, he would have accrued all those.
But there's also a probability he could have left teaching. There's anything could have happened within the 13 years if he had not gone to prison.
The gentleman and not the state.
You see, especially when it is wrong.
Yeah.
This is the basic underlying factor. If it is wrong, then everything. And we must also understand that no amount of money can really compensate for one's freedom once lost. But at least it must be humane enough to want to get people to believe in the kind of systems we're living in Ghana. Because when these things happen, those of us who still remain in teaching, you know what I'm going to say. Because you see, and let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. It's one of the reasons that a lot of teachers are leaving the public space.
Okay.
Because this will never happen in any international school, especially when you know your rights as a teacher.
Emmanuel Lafo, speaking there, and I can feel your voice inside of me. It's terrible.
It's painful.
Being the son of two teachers myself, I wonder what this would have played out if this was my father, or this was who taught for so long of his life before he moved to other sectors, or this was my mother who spent her entire career in education. Honest, I began this conversation by asking listeners how much is a minute of your life worth, and looking at the value that has been placed for Eric Asante's life, for 13 years of Eric Asante's life, being someone who trains teachers and works with children. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, it's good to be here this morning and meeting you for the first time.
Good to meet you too.
I would like to look at it generally. I'm not that familiar with this particular case, but I would have imagined that he had to belong to an organization that can protect him. And I'm talking about Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT. And I wonder if he's a member of it, and I wonder if at the beginnings, NAT knew of the case, and if they had a way of, being involved and protecting him in some way. That is a concern, because as an individual, it's very difficult to exert yourself, especially when it comes to having the right legal representation, the cost, and so on. So what I'm suggesting is that, because I know NAT, I know the organization, they really are there to protect their teachers. So I don't know if he was related to them in some way. Now, that's one aspect of it. Now, as a teacher, my work takes me all the way through from Accra all the way to the north. And I remember one day I was in one of the districts to do training. The people who had brought me in, the organizers, the first thing they told me was to try to get the male teachers to stay away from the girls.
Okay.
And I was shocked because I wasn't expecting that. That wasn't the reason why I was there. So my concern, though, as a father, I have 3 daughters, also as a teacher a trainer of teachers, is the relationship that the unsavory relationship that teachers might have with students, especially the girls. I think that is the much bigger picture. And I remember where some of the teachers were making fun of the fact that they needed bush allowances because they lived and worked in rural areas. And bush allowance meant this kind of relationship with the younger girls.
Really? So that's what they called sexual abuse, bush allowance?
That's what I was told. And then, this was about 4 or 5 years ago. But the point is this. We have to begin to look at the cultural practices themselves. That is key in terms of the lack of respect in this country that we have for younger people, especially girls, And then it goes back to our traditions where mothers will, what they call I forgot the term for it, but where a young girl is betrothed to
an older,
how do you say, or something?
It's you.
Aha. I mean that's the beginnings of it. You know, where also when I was growing up, where mothers themselves would look at the people who were well off in the society, like the chiefs, business people, and so on, and find a connection with their children to those people.
Yeah.
Now that is the culture. So what I'm saying is this is the 21st century. These kinds of decrepit practices have to stop.
Definitely.
One of the first things that we have to even realize as teachers is this, that when we have a code of conduct, the key thing is that your business is to be there to teach, but not to engage in any kind of a relationship with the girls, especially.
Okay.
So there's a larger picture that we have to begin to understand.
But all in all, the false accusation of Eric is unpardonable.
Well, I'm not familiar with the case,
with the details
of it, so I don't want to speak to it.
Okay.
The only thing I said about that is that NAT has to be in the forefront to protect teachers.
Okay.
Because there can also be false accusations.
Okay.
You know, now if they cannot protect one of their own, how can a person on his own or on her own be able to protect him or herself? That's the larger issues. The organizations like NAT are quite influential. They have the wherewithal to engage legal counsel.
Right.
So I don't know why that did not happen. That is the issue.
So maybe I should
let me give you just 30 seconds to wrap up, and then
so Nat should come in only if he's a paid up member. That's the first thing. Secondly, you asked a question, why him and not any other personnel? Was he doing things that could be construed differently from what he thought? I mean, these are things we need to look at.
Well,
you know.
those are all legitimate questions. But it's 25 minutes past 8 on a Super Morning Show. If you just tuned in, we just spoke to Eric Asante. He is a teacher who was accused falsely of sexually abusing a 14-year-old some 13 years ago. He has now been freed, and he was paid a compensation of 45,000 Ghana cedis, which he believes is very, very unfair. I'm here in the studio with Emmanuel Affol. Emmanuel Affol is a teacher with the IGC SE Cambridge system. He is also a coach with the National Spelling Bee, and Anis Hafa is a trainer of teachers. He is with Gifted and Talented Education Teacher in Service Training. He is a founder of that organization. Coming up shortly on the Super Morning Show, we'll be talking about how much you paid when you were getting a trotro this morning, how much you paid when you were getting a taxi this morning. Like I said during the news review, I just got a text from a friend who was telling me the Kaswa to Nima fare was 4 cedis 20 pesos. It's now 4 cedis 80 pesos. And the Kaswa to Circle fare was 3 cedis 70 pesos. It's now 4 cedis 20 pesos. Is this the 10% that the road transport operators told us about? How come we are paying what we are paying now? But I want to know what you are paying yourself. So send us a message on 0244 340 437. You can also tweet at us at Joy997FM or go on our Facebook page, Joy 99.7 FM. Use the hashtag JoySMS and tell us how much you paid. We are talking about your transport fares after this. Stay with us.
It's a new day. Are you ready? So my girls and I are finally going on our long-awaited trip. Everyone is excited, but I'm even more excited because my Cowbank mobile app is the real deal. If it's about transferring funds, I'm sorted. If it's about paying my bills, we're sorted. With me changing my PIN, locking my card, and for airtime, set a standing order, and locate the nearest Cowbank branch or ATM anywhere I find myself. Into trip wait yet, chilling in Kwan. I don't have to worry while I'm away because my Cowbank mobile app has
Joy 99.7.
Do more with your mobile phone or tablet. Think it forward. You're smart. Now get it trendy. Download the Cowbank mobile app now. Free Google Play Store and our App Store. And enjoy convenient banking. Anytime. Cowbank. Forward together.
Cowbank, forward together. It's radio. Joy 99.7.
Introducing Lily Sunflower Oil.
Super Hits Radio.
And
Joy
available in convenient sizes.
99.7.
Go to the nearest supermarket or neighborhood shop today to buy your 5, 2.9, 1.8, or even your 0.87 liter of Lily Sunflower Oil. Lily Sunflower Oil, the chef's choice. Lily, tasty food, happy family.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Food and Drugs Authority.
Super Hits Radio. Joy 99.7.
Come. I have great news for you.
What is it?
Approaches Ghana Limited has introduced the Integrated Science 5th edition textbook.
Hey, Sergeant Lee. So you think you are in a comfortable lead, eh? Are you not talking about the 3-in-1 textbook, which covers text practical, question and answers, and theory itself?
Hey, Awa. You know what I love about the Integrated Science 5th edition? It's the new attractive look.
And it's suitable for all SHS 1 to 3 students.
And you know that the textbook also comes with past questions and answers.
Oh yeah. See, I have my copy already, and I got it from a bookshop across the street. And you can get one from any leading bookshop across the country.
For bulk purchase, visit Approaches Ghana Limited at Kwamo, close to the Kwamo station off the Ajusu Road.
Call 0244-248-255 or 0501-582-165.
Approaches Integrated Science 5th edition textbook. Walao be passe.
Super Hits Radio. Joy 99.7.
Are you looking for opportunity to study abroad? Are you facing challenges in your application for international admission, visa, and general travel? Astrolinks International is a first-class education travel and immigration firm that can support you to process your application for admission and visa in countries such as Australia, Ireland, UK, USA, Canada, and many more. They also offer professional advice on travel, visa, and tour packages to corporate organizations. Locate Astrolinks International at 52 Fanofa Road, Kokomlemle, near Joy FM. Call 0244-502752. Visit our offices in Kumasi, Takwade, and Sunyani. Website at www.astrolinks.net. Astrolinks International, your path for success.
Wash away yesterday. Make a splash today with the natural mineral water you've known for years. Voltic, naturally. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by FDA.
Time waits for no man. Future belongs to the brave. Nothing comes without a fight. Fight for a better future. Fight to change the world.
Make your mark at Academic City College with its new campus in Hartshorn with activity-based learning and premium teaching talent. Take your education beyond the theoretical classroom.
Visit www.accghana.com. Admissions open now for
Super Hits Radio.
Academic
Joy
City, unlocking
99.7.
potential, one leader at a time.
Hello?
Honey, I'll be home in 10 minutes. Pack your bags and be ready to leave.
What? Where?
Dubai. Emirates has a special offer right now. We get great fares, a 30-day visa, and a generous 3-piece baggage allowance. Drop everything and enjoy Emirates' special 3-in-1 offer to Dubai. Book by 7th June for travel until 10th December 2018. Contact your travel agent or visit emirates.com/gh. Conditions apply. Fly Emirates for a world of good times.
Super Hits Radio. Joy 99.7.
The management of the National Service Scheme wishes to inform all user agencies, especially MDAs, GES, tertiary institutions, religious bodies, financial institutions, private organizations, and NGOs who are interested in having service personnel posted to them to undertake their mandatory service for the 2018-2019 service year to kindly put in formal requests to the Secretariat. All requests should reach the National Service Secretariat not later than Friday, 15th June 2018. User agencies who have special needs are advised to contact the Secretariat for discussions. All applications should be addressed to the Executive Director, National Service Scheme, number 46 Patrice Lumumba Road, Airport Residential Area, Accra. User agencies can also apply through our website, www.nss.gov.gh. For further inquiries, call 0302-772714. National Service, service to the nation.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
28 minutes at the top of the hour here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. I'm still here in the studio with Anis Hafa, Emmanuel Afo, and Raymond Akwa. Let me say a happy birthday to Joyce Okai of EPA from all of her friends at EPA. Now, growing a new business these days isn't easy. There are lots of demands from everywhere, potential clients, dependent factors, and even existing competition. One major thing you must not add to the list is bad internet service. My small business is subscribed to an internet package from Telecel 4G, and they are fast and reliable. Our business has never been the same. Now I can focus on growing my business with Telecel 4G. Fuel your business with internet from Telecel 4G, giving you unmatched speed, excellent connectivity, and availability assured. Monthly packages start from as low as 205 Ghana cedis. Call Telecel 4G today on 0577 619 055 or toll free on 0800 900,000. Visit our website for more information at www.telecel4g.com. Telecel, just a touch. Just gone by was that conversation about Eric Asante, the teacher who spent 13 years of his life in prison because he was falsely accused of sexual abuse. Coming up a bit further, we will be talking about the transport fares. In fact, that's what we are getting into immediately. We'll be going across the country to find out how much people are paying for their trotro and taxi this morning. But let 2018 be stress-free with GCB's 24-hour personal loan. GCB, your largest bank in Ghana, offers salaried workers with their salary account at GCB personal loans within 24 hours. With GCB's 24-hour personal loan, salaried workers can meet their 2018 financial obligations with a smile. It makes life easy for your customers, so let GCB lend you the needed support for those urgent personal needs. Go on, enjoy the things you love and need to do. Visit any GCB branch or call 0800 422 422 for a GCB 24-hour personal loan now. See that dream come true. GCB, your bank for life. Now, today's agenda is brought to you by Approaches Ghana Limited, producers of Approaches series textbooks, your reliable approach to success. Now, everybody is talking about it, from the students on campus to the CEOs in the boardrooms, from the guys in the workshops to our aunties in the market. Everyone is excited about the MTN Ghana share offer. You heard right. MTN Ghana is offering its shares to the general public. That means you too can own shares in Ghana's #1 network. Get your MTN Ghana shares and invest and share in the growth of Ghana's biggest network, a network built by Ghanaians for Ghana. The MTN Ghana share offer is open from 29th May 2018 to 31st July 2018. Buy your MTN Ghana shares at 75 Ghana pesos per share. Shares must be purchased in multiples of 10 with a minimum purchase of 7 Ghana cedis 50 pesos. Dial *170# to buy and select option 7 to buy through MTN Momo or buy online at mtnghanashares.com or visit selected MTN Ghana branches or IC Securities Ghana Limited or any of our selected banks or any licensed stockbroker of the Ghana Stock Exchange to buy your MTN Ghana shares or to pick a copy of the prospectus. You can also dial *533# or visit mtnghanashares.com to access the prospectus. Please read the prospectus and seek appropriate expert advice before deciding to participate in the offer. MTN, everywhere you go. Let's go immediately on the phone lines and speak with Faustina Safo. Joy News' Faustina Safo has been monitoring the situation regards the increase of transport fares. Fausti, what's the situation? Where are you now and what's the situation there?
Hello, Daniel. Good morning. Currently at the New Plant Station Circle. Well, passengers are not happy about the new fare increment. They expected better life from government. According to them, they don't like what they are seeing. But I'm here with Abdul Rahman. He's one of the big bosses here at the GPRTU. He's heading the Medina branch, and I'll be speaking to him shortly. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, too?
Fine, thank you.
Good.
First of all, let's understand.
Yeah.
People have complained this morning that the directive is 10% increment, but you are charging more than that. For the Medina branch, how is it?
Oh, we are not charging more than that. I think that was last week. Last week, they say Friday that we are going to increase the fare. So, GPRTU give us that starting from Monday, they are increasing our fare to 10%. So this one, when I came here, I tell my driver that everybody should collect 10% increment. So we started collecting 10%. Some places we used to collect 4 cedi, 10 pesos, but to make it flat 4 cedi. Even we reduce it, we didn't add anything on it. So that's why we are charging this money here.
For Medina currently, what is the previous price and what's the new price now?
270. So 270. So we have to take 290.
So for some of the drivers who are charging more than that, some people have complained they're taking 3 cedis, 20 pesos. What would you be doing about it in the Medina branch? So
because of the 10 pesos, we make it 3 cedis flat. Because we don't get the 10%. So we make it 3 cedis. We are not charging more than 3 cedis, 20 pesos. I think 3 cedis, 3 cedis, 30 pesos. That's why we are charging. We don't charge more than.
As one of the bosses, what are you doing to ensure that the keep to the 10% increment?
I mean, going around. Even now, I'll just make the thing. I'm sitting with you here because I'm taking some money here. I'm going around checking the drivers and the meat. I don't want anybody to charge a best control price.
Okay, Daniel, that is Abdul Rahman. He's one of the bosses at the GPRTU Medina branch. Moving forward right now, I'm trying to locate a driver so that I can speak to him and then get his own views about it. The driver I spoke to earlier, he wished that there would be more than 10% increment because he says the fuel prices have indeed gone up too much for them. I'm locating one right now.
Right, Fosti.
Yes, Daniel.
Yes, Fosti, when you locate him, we'll come back to you. We'll be going to Rafiq Salam, who is in Wa. Thank you very much for seeing Asafo. She's here at the New Plan Circle, in the New Plan Station here at Kwame Nkrumah Interchange Accra. Rafiq Salam is in Wa. Rafiq, where in Wa are you standing, and how are people taking to the new transport fares?
We'll come be part of it.
Right, Rafiq, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll try and establish contacts with Rafiq Salam. It seems he's finding some difficulty in hearing me, but it's 21 minutes at the top of the hour here on the Super Morning Show. We'll get Rafiq. Okay, well, he has joined us on the line again. Good morning, Rafiq.
Hello, good morning, Danny.
Great. Where are you standing now in Wa, and what's the situation there?
I am right at the heart of town talking about the Wa Kajet here, where I can report to you that they have not effected any increment regarding transfers. I have just spoken to the Industrial Relations Officer of the Ghana Private Road Transport GPR to Alhaji Nuhu Mahama, and he told me that they will convene a meeting later in the day to decide on the amount that they will increase. But he's saying that hopefully tomorrow they want to effect the increment because tomorrow is World Market Day.
Are customers aware, or let me say transport users, are they aware that there's an expected transport fare increase, and what's their reaction?
Yeah, they are expecting it because they heard the news, but the surprising thing is that the GPRTU said that they are yet to meet, and so according to Mr. Nuhu Mahama, they will call all the unions together so that when they meet, then they will effect the increment.
Great. Thank you very much, Rafiq Salam. We'll be coming back to you when there is an update on that. So let's go to the central region now. Richard Kojonyako. Can I call you the Oga Fisherman on there? I just did. Yes. He has joined us from Cape Coast. Richard, what's the situation?
The BEC has just started. And then in the central region, we have 28,128 meals, and then 26,511, totaling 54,639 taking part in this year's examination. And so far, it's gone well. They just started. I've visited about 4 of the schools, and it seems to be going well. So there is no cause for alarm. With the increase in the transport fare, now the town riding in Cape Coast, they've increased it formally. It used to be 1 cedi 20 pesos. Others are charging 1 cedi 40 pesos, and others are charging 1 cedi 30 pesos. And it seems to be inconvenience, and some of them because they wouldn't even get you the change when they calculate the 10% on the 1 cedi 20 pesos. Now that will not be exactly 1 cedi 30 pesos, and so there's been this disagreement with. But largely people are okay with what is going on.
Right, and we haven't seen any hot exchanges or clashes between transport users and drivers because of the fares.
For now, we've not witnessed that kind of disagreement. The small disagreement that have arisen are coming from the change aspect when the mate will not get 1 cedi the 10 pesos for you, and others go to even the extent of getting 1 cedi 50 pesos because of the difficulty in getting some change for some of the passengers.
Right, thank you very much, Richard Kojonyako, for that update. Let's go to Tamale now, to Martina Bugri. She is monitoring the situation for us there. Good morning, Martina.
Good morning.
Yes, what's the situation with regards to the increase in transport fares in Tamale?
I visited some lorry parks this morning, and they are charging between 10% and 20%. At the Wa Lorry Park, the passengers said they were paying 2 cedis extra. They used to pay 25 cedis, but now they are paying 27 cedis. The Sinyani station, they have increased by 10%, and so they used to pay. They've added 1 cedi. You go to the Yendi station, they also said they have added 1 cedi. And then the Inter one, we have a 10 pesos increase in some of the fares. So basically, yes, there's some increase. And then I talked to some passengers, and they think that it's getting too much. Almost every time there's some form of increase. And whilst fares are being increased, salaries are not being increased.
Are we getting any passengers who are refusing to pay the new fares, or they are, like you were saying, they are taking the frustration overboard with the drivers?
They are taking the frustration like that. I spoke to somebody who said he had just come. He didn't know they had increased fares. And so there was a bit of argument between he and then those at the station. But other passengers told him that there's a new fare and they have paid. And so he had to comply with it.
Thank you very much, Martina, for joining us. Martina Bugri is a woman on the ground in Tamale. Let me take this message here. Nana says, good morning. To avoid trouble, I changed my money before joining the bus. I used to pay 2 cedis 50 pesos, so I just added 20 pesos to it. Nana, you are living by the motto of my good school, James Shekan. Let me go to Takrade and speak to Inatalia Kwanza. Ina, are you at Market Circle or where are you?
Daniel, I'm at Secondary Treasure Station.
Okay, that's close to Market Circle anyway.
Yes.
Great. So what are the drivers saying? What are the passengers saying?
The passengers saying that their salaries have not been increased, and then now they have to increase the fare just at the beginning of the new month, and they think it's unfair. And the drivers are also saying that it has been long overdue that they increase their fares. So for them, it's fair. And they even think it should have been probably 5 or 6%, not it should have been 20%, sorry. And so this morning, especially the taxi drivers I spoke to were like, this morning they are not able to get people board their taxi because they are saying that there is an increase and things are not as easy as it should have been. The economy is not good for them in the Western region. You know, Daniel, over the time they've been speaking about they not benefiting from the oil money, so they are complaining that the economy is very tough here in the Western region.
Right, Ina, thank you very much for that report. So that's it. We've been to Takrade, we've been to Cape Coast, we've been to Tamale, we've been to Wa, and we started here in Accra. So that's 5 regions out of the 10. And it looks like we've gotten a clear picture. It's only in Wa that Rafik reports that the transport fares have not been affected. We've also gotten a message from KJ, from Kumasi, is that I boarded a trotro this morning. I was asked to pay an additional fare of 20 pesos as there have been changes in transport fares. Ishak from Adija to KJ. This one also says I boarded a trotro from motorway roundabouts. They charged 2 cedis 30 pesos instead of 2 cedis 20 pesos. The driver asked us to get down if we can't pay. Who checks these drivers? Interesting one there. I boarded a trotro from Agege last stop to Circle, and the fare has increased from 2 cedis 30 pesos to 2 cedis 50 pesos. Raymond, very interesting reports we are getting from across the country.
Yes, it's interesting that people... Okay, so 2 things. The Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council should not only educate the drivers, some of them want to, and it happens all the time. In the early stages of the implementation, they want to profiteer. They pretend they don't understand it, but they never charge below the amount they're supposed to charge. Yes, even though they pretend they don't understand it. Implementation of that goes to standards. We have difficulties enforcing standards in this country. So ordinarily, there would have been a very nice system of determining the amount you're supposed to pay when you get out of the car. But this one, some of these drivers have to come in and do the implementation on their own, except people fight with them. And they know that you can't go and report them to the right institution because the difference might be just 20 pesos. Having to travel to another unit to go and report, tell the GPRT people or tell the other coordinating institutions in charge of this might be very difficult for them to do. So they take advantage of that. I hope we get to the time where you do not have to leave it to the whims and caprices of the driver and the determination of the, actual price to be paid. And that immediately it kicks in, we can have the impact of that. Maybe that's when all of this will be resolved. Okay. And again, we can also get to the time where fuel will not go up, it will not affect transport prices, and also will not affect every single product. There's something economists call the rigid downward movement of goods.
Okay.
When it goes down, when the fuel prices are reduced, it doesn't reflect in the other goods.
No, but when it's increased,
it reflects in the other goods because there's a difficulty in the reduction across the board. Yeah. Check how food prices will go up, and let's see how this will impact the next inflation, especially for food inflation.
Very, very interesting. I'm quite concerned particularly about the inflation figures because this, makes quite a case for the increase in prices all around. But then it's 12 minutes to the top of the hour here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. I have so many messages commenting on Eric Asante's issue. I'll go through them before the show is over. But we'll be going back across the nation again to check out the situation at the BECE centers. You heard Richard Kojonyako hint at that. We'll visit a few centers across the nation, check preparation, check preparedness, and then look at what happens after the BECE. To help us do that, you guessed right, Anis Hafa and Emmanuel Affle. Stay with us. This is the Super Morning Show.
Hey, Kwame, what's up here? My brother, my wife has been diagnosed with cancer. What? My brother is here with kidney disease too. Oh, yeah.
Do you know the World Health Organization estimates that over 16,000 new cases of cancers are diagnosed annually in Ghana, and kidney diseases account for 10% of all medical admissions to Korle Bu?
But thanks to Glyco-Critical Illness Plan, GSIP, I have spent over 20,000 Ghana cedis on my younger brother's disease. Yeah. What is GSIP?
Glyco-Critical Illness Plan, GSIP, provides you with financial support when diagnosed with any critical illness or dread disease such as cancers, strokes, kidney failures. Speak to GlycoLife today on 0302-218-500 for your GSIP policy. It is definitely in our interest to survive. GlycoLife, we cushion you for life.
At Afrodan, we believe that many of the problems people have with their health is as a result of the way they sit. In other words, your chair can kill you. Here's Dr. Marcus Mann of the Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
What you have to remember is that the spine is the lifeline to your body, and posture is the window to that spine. Now, posture is affected by your daily activities and habits like sitting. That's why at the Chiropractic and Wellness Centers, we recommend what I believe to be the best chairs available for preventing not only subluxations, but also other health problems that you may not be aware of. And that's Rabami and Mobilex chairs. Unfortunately, on a daily basis, I have to correct the effects of this poor sitting habit in our businessmen and businesswomen. Always remember, optimal spine equals optimum health.
So, for the sake of your health, buy Rabami or Mobilex chairs from Afrodan. We are on the first floor of the Swansea Shopping Arcade. Telephone 663-085.
Let's go,
My name is Kwame Sefakai, and most of you know me as a media personality. But I am also a family man. The UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, saves me so much time by letting me do almost all of my banking transactions on my phone. The cardless withdrawal feature allows me to withdraw cash from any UMB ATM without an ATM card. I can also pay bills, transfer money, request for a loan, invest money, and so much more. So now, I can spend less time at the bank and more time with the ones I love. Bank anywhere and anytime with a UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, and get the time to do what you love most. Download the UMB Speed App from your Android, iOS, or Windows phone today. Call 0302-633-988 for more information. UMB Speed App, Digibank, let's go!
Media,
Me fia sorry ba. Akunya we na metina mo jeje me ho hwe me TV. Na me reporting a me ni ji wo fie pa ye mra me hwe me Star Times. Na Easter way me to aso sa. Fox Life, Viasat Life, NE. And my favorite Star Times decoder me so. Me oba worry for. Enti na me share Marriage Boot Camp Reality Stars. Viasat Live Channel 226. Star Times decoder me so.
Relationships this broken. It's time for new fixers.
Welcome to boot camp. Who are you? We're the difference between you leaving here together or alone.
Marriage Boot Camp Reality Stars.
Mini Excel in soon film. Excel so your program bia.
When is keeping a secret illegal?
Is your spouse supposed to be your best friend?
Can men and women be friends?
Don't sure about kwa. Omodi si ho. Eke empemu kita ho die. Nyamesem any bibia e madi ho nkomo. Awarifwe Star Times decoder no. Ne border from cra. Enti munkwaje mo Star Times decoder. Na monhwe Marriage Boot Camp Reality Stars. Ne be mama wari ejina.
Star Times, change your view. Charlie, West Hills Mall is back again, no? This time it's not one, but two.
Two? What, Kojo? Tell me, because this time I wouldn't want to miss it.
Okay, so here we go. West Hills Mall is giving away 2 brand new Hyundai i10 cars plus other amazing prizes.
Hey, this one, West Hills Mall, bro.
It's the West Hills Mall Shop and Drive promotion. Win one of the 2 brand new cars. Yes, you heard right. West Hills Mall is giving away 2 brand new cars along with other great prizes. Simply spend 300 Ghana cedis or more at any store or combination of stores at West Hills Mall and stand a chance of driving home a brand new Hyundai i10 and other amazing prizes. This promotion is in partnership with the Gaming Commission and Hyundai Motors. Terms and conditions apply. West Hills Mall, a family shopping experience.
My marriage is so fulfilling, but it takes so much more than just my partner. The little things made big differences for us.
Like the amazing bedroom set we chose.
And the luxury Orca decor made easy for us to afford.
Orca gives you more in the Orca Big Sale. From May 7 to June 24, get 15% off on a new category of items every single week. Hurry! Visit Orca today at Spintex Road, Accra, or visit our website, orcadeco.com.gh, or our Facebook page, Orca Deco Ghana, for more info. Let's make memories together. Think home, think Orca.
There are banks that see just customers. At Republic Bank, we see real people, the things that matter to them, and the opportunities that exist to make a difference in their lives. We see you. For over 180 years, we at Republic Bank have provided financial solutions that have empowered growth and development the world over. Today, we are here. Republic Bank, we are the one for you.
Super Morning Show.
Joy 99.7 FM.
5 minutes to the top of the hour here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM with Daniel Dazi and friends. My friends Anis Hafar and Emmanuel Lafo are with us here in the studio. Anis is a teacher, a trainer of teachers. He's a founder of Gates, an organization that does exactly that. Provides in-service training for teachers and educationists with years of experience here in Ghana. And Emmanuel Lafo is with the IGCSE Cambridge system. He's a teacher in that system. He's also a deputy national coach of the Spelling Bee. We've talked a bit about Eric Asante. Eric Asante is that person, that teacher who spent 13 years of his life in prison for a crime he did not commit. Eric is now a free man. He's walking free, but he was paid 45,000 Ghana cedis compensation, something he says is very unfair. We've also gone across the country to evaluate the implementation of the new transport fares, a 10% increment. We've been to 5 regions already. Checked out what exactly was happening, apart from why everyone else is implementing the increase in transport fares. And now we are going to talk about BECE. 509,000 children are writing BECE this morning, English and RME. I wonder what's going on in their minds. But today we'll talk about what happens from a week from today. From Monday what is going to happen with these students? If these students fail the BEC, what happens? If they do pass the BEC, what mindset should they carry into senior high school? That's a conversation we're going to have today with all of the experts. Your comments are welcome. What were your thoughts? What were you thinking when you were writing the BEC? 0244 340 437. If you have a message for someone as well who is writing the BEC, you can send it in on 0244 340 437 or tweet at us at Joy997FM or go on our Facebook page, Joy 99.7 FM, #JoySMS. Joy Business Minute comes up in a moment and then the conversation begins. But pursuant to Section 3P of the Public Procurement Act 2003, Act 663 as amended, the Public Procurement Authority PPA is required to maintain a comprehensive suppliers database. In view of this, the authority with effect from Monday 11th June 2018 wishes to invite all suppliers, contractors and consultants who wish to tender for government contracts to register with valid documents on our newly developed centralized supplier registration portal, available at www.ppaghana.org at an initial registration fee of 300 Ghana cedis and $200 for local and foreign firms, respectively. Please note, companies will be issued certificates after successful registration, and those who are not duly registered on PPA's centralized database will not be considered eligible in Ghana's procurement process. For any further inquiries, please contact 0302 738 1392 or 49 and 0244 818 991. Email info@ppaghana.com. Note, no registration, no government contract. Now, we always talk about pensions and life after pension, but we hardly take the decision to plan properly. Have you made any plans towards it? Let me introduce you to an easy and flexible plan. It's all made easy and simple with United Pension Trustees. Sign up to my own pension plan with United Pension Trustees and gain access to higher interest with additional benefits such as savings account and flexible contributions. Simply go to your MTN mobile money menu by dialing *170#. Select option 9 for pensions and insurance, then option 1 for my own pension. Then you select option 1, enroll, and follow the prompts. Make daily, weekly, and monthly contributions to build your wealth with United Pension Trustees. For further inquiries, call our customer service center on 0242 436 880 or 0302 208 042. My own pension. Pension pa. We take the Joy Business Minute now. We'll be back.
Hello and welcome to the Joy Business Minute.
Karen and Dial with the top stories.
KPMG says it would be able to present a final report on the true state of Unibank by September this year. KPMG was earlier this year appointed by the Bank of Ghana to restructure the bank.
Some players in the financial sector are asking government to consider issuing bonds specifically for Ghanaians in the diaspora. This would help government tap into huge amounts of foreign exchange brought by Ghanaians outside the country.
The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has indicated it could soon join the Bank of Ghana to take action against gold buying firm Men's Gold. It follows fresh revelations that the company's dealings could be likened to derivatives trading, which requires approval from SEC.
And the Ghana cedi has started recording some sustained depreciation against the dollar. Published quotes by some of the major banks have seen the cedi depreciate sharply to about 4 cedi 70 pesos.
Well, let's see how it fares this week.
And catch us at 3:06.
Morning Show.
Yeah, you see, this song goes out to all the junior high and senior high students of this country. Yeah, I know you love me and I love you too. Yes, if I go back to JSS, I would have paid attention in class. If I go back, I wouldn't have looked at my French madam's ass. If I go back to JSS, I would have taken my lessons very serious. Instead of sitting at the back and acting hilarious with my best friend Kojo, aka Aquarius. If I go back to school, kinda like I no go break any rule. Like breaking vows with my friends to Kingsby Hotel just to swim in the pool. If I go back to junior high, I would have gathered the courage just to say hi to the pretty girl who was always looking fly. Wherever she did, when if Fred died. If I go back to JSS, like Mr. Apia never go lash me, because I would have studied hard enough to answer all the questions he asked me. Charlie, school the B, my class the ball. School the B, my class the ball. School the B, my class the ball. That's what I used to think before. School the B.
So what are you writing today? I'm writing
English and RN.
How do you feel?
I feel good.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm not nervous.
Today is the first time. How does it feel like writing your first major examination?
I feel good. I feel good.
So how are preparations so far? How do you see preparations?
Oh, it's good.
How do you feel going to write a major exam like this?
Oh, it's very good. I've not met something like this, so this is my first time. I think it's good. It's good for me. Yeah.
So you're writing RME and English today. How prepared are you?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
When you say you're okay, how does it mean? You're ready? You think you can face anything that is coming?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel very proud. I feel very good to come here to do my exams.
This is your first major exam. Are you nervous?
Nah. My father and my pastors have encouraged me, so I'm not nervous.
Okay. So how ready are you for RME and English?
It's okay. I've learned. So I know by the grace of God I will pass and pass well. In Jesus' name.
Because I would have studied hard enough to answer all the questions he asked me. Charlie, school the B, my class the ball. School the B, my class the ball. School the B, my class the ball. That's what I used to think before.
3 minutes past 9 on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM with Daniel Dazi and all my friends. Asem with School the B. Okay, so School the B, but class the boy, and exams are even worse. That is the expression this morning. I'm here in the studio, like I said earlier, with Anis Hafa, Emmanuel Lafo, and Enimwa has joined us again. Enim Ado has joined us once again for this conversation. Good morning, lady and gentlemen.
Morning.
Good morning.
All right.
Daniel.
Great. So where do I begin? Ladies first, shall we? Enimwa.
Yes.
Really, we talk about BC all the time and we analyze the results all the time, but that period between JHS now and SHS, how critical is it?
Oh my God. It's so scary for me when I think about it because it's an exam which is so determining of a child's future. I feel at a time when kids are too young to be making such major decisions, especially with the educational system in Ghana, because you write the BEC and you have to choose at that point if you're going to be a science student, if you're going to do general arts, if you're going to do visual arts. I remember being 13 and writing BEC and sitting behind that paper, filling out my school forms, and I could not decide which subjects to do. I didn't know myself. I barely knew my interests, and yet I had to make this major decision and take this exam, which if I failed was really going to change the course of my life. Because as much as we could say, oh, you can rewrite the BEC, when you rewrite, you're joining numbers that are already a lot. And so you're joining this large pool, like we said this morning, for schools that are not matching in number to the number of children that are writing the exam. So it's a scary, for me, it's really scary. My heart goes out to the parents whose children are writing this week. You know, I have 2 kids myself. I can imagine the anxiety, the pressure that is on these children. Yeah, of course. And the pressure that is on these children, you know, knowing that if I don't get what I am supposed to get, you know, where does my life go? You know, it's
great. This really puts it in context for us, Emmanuel, as a parent and as a teacher. Anyone raised 2 essential points, which I want us to chew on. Number 1, how positioned is a child at that age to make choices about the rest of your life? I can use myself as an example. So I always say I'm an engineer. I'm sitting here speaking on radio. Those choices to study engineering began in JSS when I chose to go and do science. Great experience I had, but really, I'm talking on radio now. And then there's also the issue of that place being a terminal point. Our education system right now is structured so that you should be able to leave JSS and go out and work somewhere. 14, 15-year-old, what can that person do? Where are your thoughts on those 2 issues?
Daniel, as I sit here, I'm actually seething. Anytime I hear discussions about BEC, I seethe. I don't know. And the reason is this. 1, as a country, we place the responsibility of failure at the doorstep of the child. instead of the system. And that is a no, 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 no. When the child didn't have any input, when the teachers didn't have any input as to the structuring of the curriculum, you can never blame a child who fails an exam. One of the things we must realize is that a child who goes to school every day already has 40% pass rate. We should know that. So it shouldn't be the case that a child has written an exam and a child has failed. I want us to look at it from the point of view where failing an exam will start from the country, the state, the schools, the parent, before the child. If we fail to do this, it's not as if I don't think we have a structured educational system. Even if we do, it's on paper. What actually happens on the ground is totally different. We have over 500,000 children writing the exam.
Yeah.
Question. Assuming they all passed, would we be able to absorb them? I mean, look, when I say these things, people think that, and I taught in the public school for 10 years before I moved out of the system because I realized that I wasn't making any headway as a teacher. Where are our libraries?
What do you mean by you weren't making any headway?
No, because who supervises you as a teacher? Why are the security supervisors? Are they doing their work? Where are the libraries? Where are the core and extracurricular activities? When was the last time you ever heard that an in-service training was being organized for teachers?
Okay.
Who trains children to think critically? We arrived yesterday from Washington, from the spelling bee. Now, this 12-year-old girl who represented Ghana did her best, and everybody in Ghana saw that the child had done her best. But you see, at a point, you see that, okay, the kind of system I went through is totally different from the kind of, I mean, what are we doing as a country? Compare the system now to the common entrance days. And this is here. You knew exactly where we were going as a child. And so you're psychologically and mentally prepared even as you wrote that exam. What is happening here? What is happening here, Daniel?
Well, Emmanuel, this question has come in from a friend, and I'm sure because of the comments you've made in the past, you would like to hear your thoughts on this. Should BC be scrapped or maintained?
Totally. In fact, it's long overdue.
You think BC should be scrapped?
Forgive my words. Forgive my word. It's useless. It's. I don't even know the adjectives to use. It doesn't do anything.
Okay.
Look, at 13, the child is writing a BC exam, which is going to redefine the child's life.
Okay.
Everybody wants a child to be a medical doctor, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, the training is not there. What kind of teachers do you have? What are the kind of people who are going into teaching today? During the days of Anis, we had people who chose to be teachers because they wanted to be teachers. Now we have a situation where, forgive me, someone wants to go into journalism or whatever, and for one reason or another is not able to get into teaching. And this is the reason why, and we are being pretentious about this, Daniel, I'm telling you.
But Iman, I wrote the BC myself. I know that there's shortcomings with it. We went through, a number of us here went through the same educational system. It has produced good people. Calling it useless?
Let me tell you this. You did well on your own merit, not because the system helped you. I'm telling you. Look, how many were you?
I agree.
At a time, Daniel? I mean, let's not pretend about this. Let's not pretend. And I'm saying that it's a reason a lot of highly trained teachers are leaving the public space. I have colleagues in the public space who don't go to school when they don't have a class. Who's going to ask them any questions? Why I teach at DPS, and I'm not afraid to mention DPS. It's at Tema. When you don't go to school, you are not paid a salary. It's deducted. When you are late for your class, it's deducted from your salary. And so when you do any extra work, you are paid. Because there is constant supervision of what you do.
So what is wrong with the BC system, in your view, is the lack of supervision of the teachers who provide the input?
Just as experts have said, a laudable program, but the implementation is poor. Because the drivers of the program themselves don't know what they are doing.
Okay, let me come to Anissa Far with these thoughts. So much has been said already, and with your experience, I'd like you to bring your perspective to this. But please start for me with that thing. What's the difference between a system that had someone like Chachu Chikata go to a basic school in Keta and end up where he is now, And you find today, the reality is that kids who go to school, where Kachachu went to school, don't have that opportunity today. Where is the difference?
Well, that's a good question. You know, I was at Donfansum at the same time Fugi and Tatu together were there. And we all came from the public schools. I came from a public school near the Zongo area called St. Peter's, Kumasi, you know, Tumfanspem. And a lot of people even came from more deprived communities. Those were the public schools at the time. Today, it's impossible to get into any of these public school, public secondary schools that we're talking about if you hadn't been prepared in a private institution. Great. So these are the realities. But then let's look at a question that you addressed a little earlier. You look at the BEC as a terminal assessment. Terminal assessment means that you either go or you don't go. If you are lucky and you pass, there's a place for you. If you don't pass, there's another place for you. But then the issue was this. For me, again, we're talking about abolishing BEC and so on. I've written about this extensively. As a nation, we have to look at the BEC as a form of a formative assessment. In other words, if a child fails, then the question is who owns the problem?
Great.
We don't want to victimize young people who are ill-prepared to take on these examination tasks. And that's the question that you're raising in terms of supervision, in terms of the preparedness of the teachers themselves, in terms of the school environment. So what we do now is that we are victimizing a huge proportion of this country by blaming the young people who never passed the examinations. But if you look at a formative assessment, they want to begin to look at the weaknesses in the system. Sure. And the weaknesses in the system should not victimize the young people. These are the larger issues that have to be addressed. Now, is the BEC relevant? And they want to look at it like this. It serves as a barometer for the quality of standards of education in the country. So that's what we should begin to understand, that that's the purpose that it serves. But then having said that, you also begin to understand that it's not everyone who is cognitively inclined in the academics.
Okay.
That is a big issue now. If you do a research, you'll be surprised to find that a great number of young people like to do things with their hands.
True.
So when we begin to look at STEM education, when we look at science education, they have to have practical components to them. So what I keep saying is this. Every district in this country is different. So when we begin to look at science, we have to have science that directed to the natural endowment in the area. At that point, science and education become relevant. But I don't see how we can use science to teach everybody the same way. So these are the larger issues that have to be addressed. Now, back to your question again. Is the BEC relevant? Look at a country like Finland. They don't even do examinations because they have the formative assessment. They know where every kid is going every step of the way, from the first grade, second grade, and so on. But how do they do that? Now, check this. They select their best and brightest brains, not for medical school, not for engineering, but in the school of education.
Teaching.
Because the issue is this. If you have, for example, when I was teaching the U.S., every day, I teach about 100 students. Now, the issue is this. If you don't bring in the right people to teach the youngsters at that impressionable age, you destroy them forever. In fact, there are there are states in the United States, for example, where if you're a bad teacher, you know what they'll do? They will pay you $100,000 to leave the profession. Because as far as they are concerned, they are looking at the long-term damage of someone who's ill-suited to that particular profession. They say, look, you might be good in engineering, you might be good selling houses, you might be good in construction, but you are not good in terms of raising young people here. So the question is this. Now, check this. Anytime I've done training in this country, you hardly, and this is about the last 20 years, you hardly find the issues that you're talking about, supervision at the school sites. And then you ask yourself, if teachers are not being supervised, then they themselves take it upon themselves to do things the way that they want to. But we are human, we are creatures of habit. When we begin to understand that there's someone who's in a supportive position, not someone who's coming to point their fingers at you, someone who's working with you, who's a mentor, who takes your profession seriously, and who likes the relationship between, or who will even guide you in your relationship between an adult and a young people. These are the larger questions that have to be addressed in society.
Yeah.
But the thing is this. Again, when we are preparing teachers, here in this country, we prepare teachers in the lecture halls. That's the worst thing that we can do. We prepare teachers at the school sites. But then why does that not happen? Now check this. If you look at the environment in the public schools, they are so unattractive. So the professors and the lecturers and the rest of them, they are more comfortable in the ivory towers. Because if they come down to a basic school and they have to use the toilet, for example, where are they going to go?
Under a tree.
If they have to go and find something to eat, where are they going to go? So what I'm saying is this. We have a national crisis in terms of how we're going to uplift the public schools in this country.
Yeah.
Because that is where most of our youngsters are. And we have to be able to take the Ghanaian child seriously. That is where I keep saying that sometimes our traditions get in the way. Let me give you an example. Let's say there's a young girl who's going to do who's preparing for the BEC.
For the BEC, yeah.
Right. And let's say the girl is in a period. And the mother knows the girl is in a period and also knows that the girl is going to be in school from 8 to 3. If they have to go to the toilet, where on earth are they going to go? So these are the larger issues that have to be addressed nationally so that we don't continue victimizing young people, that society itself is failing. These are the larger issues that have to be addressed.
I say I was a fool, but if I go back to SS, St. Peter's, my teachers would have respected me for who I are. Because of the music, now I'm a star. Charlie School the beat.
So you just heard Anis Hafa thought-provoking statements he just made. You also earlier heard Enimwa Enimado and Emmanuel Afo. We are talking about BEC and what happens from Monday. What happens a week from today? All the best to these 509,000 students. But let me tell you, in case you don't understand why we are having this conversation, let me tell you a fact. The fact is that we use a stunning grading system in Ghana. What that means is that what everyone gets is, you can say, is roughly arranged from number 1 to number 509,000. The top 4% are A1. And then it goes on, that's a 1. The next block is 2. And then it goes on and on and on and on. So it's not really about who is good or who is not. It's about who did best, who did better out of the 509,000. And that is how come. So whatever happens, we are going to have people who fail the examination. That is the first place. It doesn't matter. And we are going to have people who may be good enough to go into the best schools, who may not be good enough to go into the best schools according to this raw score system that we run. Why is it that we don't have equal opportunities across board? So many excellent ideas have come across the table so far. And a lot more messages are coming through on our WhatsApp console. Send yours in on 0244 340-437. If you have a son or daughter or someone you know writing the BEC this week or preparing to write the BEC in a couple of years, what future do you think lies for this child after the BEC? That's the conversation that we want to have today on the Super Morning Show. We'll take these important messages. When we come back, we'll take some more of your thoughts and we'll enter into what the BEC should be. Anis has mentioned that it should be a formative exam. What does that mean? How should we structure it that way? What should we do immediately? Those are the kind of questions we want to answer today on the Super Morning Show. Stay with us.
It's our passion, it's our game. Samsung always will remain with this football season here. Samsung.
Don't miss any games and goodies from Samsung this football season. Enjoy all the action on full HD on the 32-inch Samsung TV going for 999 Ghana cedis. And the powerful striker, the 40-inch TV, are just 1,549 Ghana cedis. Get your double-door fridge and chill those drinks for the games are just 1,490 Ghana cedis. And after all the sliding tackles, the dives, and the victories, do your washing with the Samsung washing machine starting at just 899 Ghana cedis. There are loads and loads of goodies from Samsung this football season, and you don't want to miss out. Visit a Samsung showroom or authorized reseller near you or call 0503 400 300 to find out more. Samsung, our passion, our game, our Africa.
Bra Kofi, your ceiling be smooth, bright and fine, Papa.
That's an understatement. It dey blink like 80 carats white gold. This be Interface plasterboard ceilings. Smooth, bright, and long-lasting. Everybody where they come here, they fill up. Where they direct them go Interface Limited for world-class quality.
If you're involved in new property development, renovation, or decoration, the right place for you is Interface Limited. Call us on 0274 999999 or visit our website at www.interfacelimited.com.
Some few months ago, I had problems with urine flow. I urinate frequently, especially at night, until I was introduced to Prostacure. Prostacure is a well-formulated food supplement acclaimed worldwide to improve urine flow in men. Revitalize your body with Master T. Master T is 100% herbal and good, especially for those who work for long hours and unable to sleep at night, waking up in the morning feeling tired. Master T invigorates the body for good health and vitality, giving you a fresh start for the day. Prostacure and Master T, the trusted and effective food supplement from Medimosis. Available at all pharmacies, filling station shops, and shopping centers nationwide. Contact Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center in Accra, Kumasi, and Tema on 0244 06 8447 or 0208 14 0668. Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center.
Providing quality, affordable healthcare for the whole family.
Ace Event Management Limited presents the 11th edition of the Water Africa and West Africa Building and Construction Exhibition and Seminar Program 2018, which will be held at the Kempinski Hotel from the 13th to 15th of June. Limited exhibition space is still available. Call 0248 518390. You can register online at www.ace-event.com to attend seminar program and visit exhibition. Is free of charge.
I am Dr. Acacia. Acacia gives your workers the best customer service and treatment options when the need arises, keeping them healthier and more productive for your business. Acacia Health Insurance. We place value on those you value.
Adam Savings and Loans. They say life is harder than a rock. We say at Dumunti, give life your best shot always. They say it is too difficult to meet everybody's needs. We say at Dumunti, we have taken the time to understand you, the investor, the importer, the salaried worker, and even the youngster. Adum Savings and Loans is that friend who is truly on your side. For enquiries, call us on 030-220-8066. Adum Savings and Loans. Oh yes, your light of hope.
And we're almost halfway through the game. It's getting more and more intense. It's so beautiful to watch the NASCO team play. 32-inch satellite TV selling for 749 Ghana cedis gives the ball to number 43-inch, selling at just 1,599 Ghana cedis. And he gives a free portable audio pass to number 49-inch, selling for 1,699 Ghana cedis. And that dribble deserves a free home theater system. Wow! A deep cross going out to the double-door 4-star energy fridge going for just 949 Ghana cedis, and he controls it. He sends it forward to the NASCO gas cooker at 599 Ghana cedis. He got so many options of NASCO mobile in front of him with free lanterns, Bluetooth speakers, headphones. He takes one and then another. He shoots. It's the NASCO Soccer Passion promotion. Visit a NASCO showroom and all authorized resellers while stocks last. It is going to be a fantastic football season. I'm so delighted. Call 0503-400-300 for more information. Oh my word. NASCO, bring home happiness.
Sugar Morning Show.
(26:09) on the Super Morning Show. Enjoy 99.7 FM. I'm here with Anis Hafa, Inimado, Emmanuel Afo. We're talking about the BECE. What is wrong with it? What must be done about it? We have all come to decide that in the first place, we cannot seriously consider an exam that sits 13-year-olds to be a terminal exam. It can be an end point for someone. We have also said that there are fundamental problems we have with the people who teach the students who go and write the exam in the first place. And also another important point, those kids are in no position to make permanent decisions about the courses they will study for the rest of their lives at that point. Do you agree? 0244 340 437. Tell us what you think. Here's someone who agrees with you, Emmanuel. He says, go to most of the GES offices. The circuit supervisors are idle because they are not given the funds to go for inspection. No fuel. Finally, what is the checklist that the supervisors use? They only walk through and go. Daniel, good morning. I'm tuning in right now listening to you. Unhealthy competition among schools is a major cause of malpractices, but I've worked at a school where I happen to meet Anis there. Premium should be placed on competence, not on how many ones a student achieves at the end. Thanks, Trisha. That is another total problem with the private school system that we haven't even talked about, where schools are graded according to how many students pass into SHS, not exactly in the product of the students that come out. But there are so many of your messages. I'll try and go through them before the show is over. Are you looking for an opportunity to study abroad? Are you facing challenges in your application for international admission, visa, and general travel? Astolinks International is a first-class education, travel, and immigration firm that can support you to process your application for admission and visa in countries such as Ireland, Australia, UK, USA, Canada, and many more. They also offer professional advice on travel, visa, and tour packages to corporate organizations. Locate Astolinks International at 52 Fanofa Road, Kokomlemle near Joy FM. Call 0244 502 752. You can also visit our offices in Kumasi, Takrady, and Sunyani. Visit our website at www.astolinks.net. Astolinks International, your path for success. Now, standing under this hot sun to get a car to your destination can be very stressful and annoying. That's why Uber is here to give you that comfort and convenience you need to get around the city without stress. How much will it cost you to get where you're going with the Uber app? Or you are able, with the Uber app, you're able to get yourself a rider wherever you find yourself at whatever time. Uber is sure to find you when you make your request. Download it from the Play Store or App Store to enjoy a reliable and secure service. Uber makes your day. Okay, so it's almost 9:30 now, about a minute to 9:30. What I will do is I'll come back to Anis, and Anis will shed a bit more light on what must be done, and then I'll take a couple more comments from Enimwa and Emmanuel, and then we'll wrap up this particular conversation. You started by saying BEC should be made a formative examination. What did you mean by that?
A formative assessment, what it does is that it tells us not how the student is doing, but how the nation itself is doing in preparing the young people. So that, for example, if you go to a particular district and you find out that about 50% of them failed English, then you want to ask why. But you've been given that information that in this district, 50% failed or 50% passed. And then you address that question. You address that question to make the young person pass. You must check this. Nobody was born a loser. It's a society that makes people losers. Now you want to go to another district and realize that there are particular kinds of passes in mathematics, and then it's a formative assessment. How was that done? So the system, what we have to do then is this. We have to begin to understand where our weaknesses are and address those weaknesses.
And we use the exam results to identify that.
Yeah, we have to identify that, but we can't use it to victimize young people.
So what then happens to the 50% who failed?
Yeah, what it does is that it tells the system that in this particular area, we need proper supervision in English. We need teachers who are prepared properly to make sure that these passes happen. But then we then develop the structures. The structures is what is missing in the country. Remember what the young man was saying in terms of that he was there and he was the only one who was preparing lesson notes and so on.
Yeah. So you're referring to something Malik was telling you over the break.
There are three key structural deficiencies in the system.
Okay.
And let me tell you what they are. One of the first things that we have to do and also apply ICT is what we call the schemes of work. What the scheme of work does, that's number one. What the scheme of work does, you see, we have to help teachers to be successful. So I don't know why these things are not being done at the training colleges.
Okay.
That's why I'm a proponent and advocacy that the teacher preparation should be done at the school sites, not in lecture halls.
Okay.
because the students you're going to teach are not, the children you're going to teach are not in the lecture halls. So let me
So, honestly, wrap up for me in 30 seconds so we have I share the rest of the time for.
So what I'm saying is the schemes of work dictate exactly the details in the subject, in the content area every week. And these should be printed out and pasted on the walls so that the kids can see it. Now, what we do in this culture is that we hoard information. You'll be surprised that some of the courses that the young people themselves have to pass, the details of it is not available to them. They are in teachers' notes and so on, hidden in cupboards. And in fact, when I've done training, we have to pull them all out and find a way in which we can use ICT so that we can produce them en masse and make sure that every student has a copy, because that is what's going to guide them the rest of the time. But then later on, we also want to have lesson notes. How well is the teacher prepared to teach these particular topics in these particular days? How do we teach students as individuals? How do we teach students in teams?
Okay.
I mean, how do we, what do we call a shared responsibility? What is the role of the child in the process? Our culture sometimes gets in the way because what we are telling young people is that you don't know anything. It's only the teacher who knows everything. And without the teacher, you're obsolete. That's the worst thing that we can do, especially when we begin to look at lifelong learning.
This thing is just knocking me in places.
Yeah, me too.
Emmanuel,
yes.
So, you just have about a minute to wrap up. But this point that Anis raised about how children are just being raised to imbibe information, confidence among young people. How is it being built?
See. Before I even respond to that, let me just. The basic difference between summative and formative assessment is basically the fact that summative happens at the end of the instructional period.
Okay.
So BC is summative. So whatever the child did right in the first term doesn't matter. That's what it means. So the child's, if you like, 10 years or 9 years of education is being assessed in one day. That's what it means. While the formative will look at every other thing that the child does, right from the beginning of the instructional period to the end. So we're talking co-curricular activities, extracurricular activities, and all these things. These are the things that shape the child's preparedness as the child grows into an adult. Let me quickly mention this. Anis talked about preparation of teachers. I want to look at it from 2 points. It is a fact that every teacher who has gone through training may have gone through the methodology of the subject and the content of the subject. The content is the know-how. So I teach English. So do I know about nouns? Do I know about da? And the methodology is the impartation. You understand me? The pedagogy, how to teach it. These are the two things that happens. And I also want to correct a point that really in Ghana, preparation of teachers doesn't really take place in the classroom. There's a part that is done in the classroom, and then you are given a year to do teaching practice, and that is where you are supervised on the application of the content that you have received during the instructional.
So what goes wrong then?
The point is, what happens in the colleges of education is not exactly what the teachers impart when they go onto the field, because there's no supervision. So, as it were, in the school of journalism, you'll be taught all the code of conduct of journalism. Don't do this. But when you are a certified journalist, then because nobody supervises you, so to speak, you do what you like.
So that's a similar thing that happens.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. There's no difference.
Okay, Emmanuel, you made that point about supervision earlier, so I'll come to Enimwa on this one to give us a final word. Enimwa, you are a mother.
Yes.
What are your thoughts towards your children when you hear conversation like this?
What my biggest fear when it comes to the education system is the chew and pour thing, that we're doing in Ghana right now, where you are assessed on your ability to regurgitate information. Your understanding is not being assessed. So we're raising generations of people who cannot think, who know the content theoretically, but cannot be practical, cannot be innovative, they can't make decisions, they don't have clear thought processes. So then we're asking for more supervision. If we're training our teachers in such a way that they do not require supervision because they have been trained to reflect, to introspect, understand the gravity of the position that they're in, then they don't need 24-hour supervision, because I know that I hold this child's life in my hands.
Exactly.
And for me, I feel like that comes from, we really need to really lose the whole chew and pour situation and get people thinking and understanding. And let's reward thinking. Let's reward understanding.
Yes or no, as a mother, should we give up on our local systems and just put our kids in international schools?
I mean, that's what I'm going to do, hopefully. I'm sorry.
That's the wrong answer.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Hotel just to swim in the pool.
24 minutes to the top of the hour. I've been speaking to my good friends Anis Hafa, Inimwe Nimado, and Emmanuel Afo. Like I said, there's so many of your messages coming through. I will read them before the show is over, but this is a Super Morning Show. Enjoy 99.7 FM. I will end with a part of the OECD education ranking that I read earlier. The top 4 schools were all Asian schools. Number 1 was Malaysia. He said that every teacher in Malaysia enters the classroom with a firm conviction. Every child in this school will succeed. Every child in my class will succeed. It's a Super Morning Show. Stay with us.
Hey, Kweku, are you set for the meeting?